So far we discussed about RBC morphology. Write down this flowchart, okay, everyone. So in RBC morphology, we have broadly classified into its the size, shape, then HB content, that is chromasia, and RBC distribution, and also we covered about inclusion bodies, right? So the size variation is called as quick anisocytosis. Very good. Then shape variation, poikilocytosis, very good. Then we discussed HB variation, chromasia. HB variation is called chromasia. Then RBC distribution and inclusion bodies, right? So what lab test parameters will determine the size variations? What lab test parameters? We have either peripheral blood smear / field, then we have MCV, right? And also even ESR can able to determine the size and shape variations, right? That is what we discussed. And what is the normal MCV value? Normal MCV value, yes? Very good, 88 to 92 femtoliters, right? Unit of measurement. Then increased MCV is called as increased size of red vessel. The condition is called as, yes, macrocytic anemia, and decreased size is called as microcytic anemia. What is the primary cause of microcytic anemia? Yeah, iron deficiency. Very good, iron deficiency. And what is the primary cause of macrocytic? B12 and folic acid deficiency. Very good. Then we started discussing about shape variations, that is poikilocytosis, right? So we discussed there, first one will be spherocytosis, spherocyte. So what is the primary reason for spherocytosis? Yeah, hereditary spherocytosis, hemolytic disease of newborn. Yeah, these two are major causes. Then second one we discussed about target cells, right? Target cell. So what is the primary cause of target cell? Yes? What is the primary reason? Liver diseases, obstructive liver diseases. Okay, particularly obstructive liver diseases and hemolytic conditions, hemolysis. Okay, during excessive hemolysis and obstructive liver disorders, we have this one. I also given you an example of gallbladder stones, right? So potential gallstones, in such condition we can see target cells. Then third one we discussed about, what is the third one? Ovalocyte. Ovalocyte. What is the reason to get ovalocytes? Yeah? Thalassemia, very good. Thalassemia, do I give any more examples? Sickle cell anemia, but sickle we have a dedicated, cell. So thalassemia is called ovalocytosis. If you remember, why ovalocyte in thalassemia? Can you recall the reason why it is ovalocyte in thalassemia? G6PD deficiency, do I say? G6PD reticulum fiber problem, right? Defects in the reticulum fiber of the red blood cell. Cytoskeleton issues leads to ovalocyte, especially seen in the thalassemia. What are the two broad peptides present in the hemoglobin? What are the two peptides present in hemoglobin? We have alpha peptides and beta peptides. Two alpha and two beta. If alpha peptides have issue, that's the thalassemia is called as thalassemia A, and if beta have issue, that is called thalassemia B. B means beta. Very good. Then fourth one, ellipsocytosis. Ellipsocytosis. What is the reason for ellipsocytosis? Major reason? Myelofibrosis. Myelofibrosis. Very good. Myelofibrosis is the major reason for ellipsocytosis. Then we discussed about the teardrop cell. So teardrop red blood cell seen in bone fibrosis. Okay, not myeloid, but it is a just bone marrow fibrosis. Okay, bone marrow fibrosis will give teardrop cells. Then we discussed about blister cell. What is the reason for blister cell? Recall?
Microangiopathy.
Yeah, microangiopathic conditions. Okay, microangiopathic hemolytic anemia, I said. Microangiopathic hemolytic anemia. What do you mean by microangiopathic means? Here, the narrowing of blood vessels and the lysis of red blood cells leading to hemolysis is called microangiopathic hemolytic anemia. In such cases, we will see blister cells in the PBS, peripheral blood smear. Okay. Next one. We wrote about schistocytosis. Schistocytosis. In what condition will get schistocytosis? Disseminated intravascular coagulation and again microangiopathic conditions, right? Then what else we discussed? We discussed about stomatocytosis. Stomato means mouth, okay? Maybe you can remember drinking through mouth, okay? So stomato means mouth, okay? So what happens here? What is the reason for stomatocytosis? Alcohol intoxication, severe alcohol intoxication, alcoholic liver disorders, etc. related to alcoholic conditions. Very good. The ninth one, birth cell. Birth cell seen in uremia condition, excessive uric acid. Okay. Whenever a term ending with MIA, EA means that is related to blood. Okay. Yeah. Uremia. Then next one, we have a birth cell and keratocyte. Keratocytosis, again it is just like a uric condition, but here we will see severe burns. In severe burns also we can see keratocytes are also called as horn cells. Horn cells, the cell might have horns. Okay. Then 11th one, acanthocytes. Acanthocytosis. Here the red blood cell resembles like an amoeba. Okay, in what condition will see acanthocytosis? Liver disorders and I given one extreme health freak. Anorexia nervosa. What happens in anorexia nervosa? Loss of complete appetite. They don't feel any hungry at all. Okay. Anorexia nervosa. Very, very dangerous condition. Okay. Patients will become very lean. They will become like mummies. Okay. Yeah. 12th one. Obviously, our sickle cell anemia. Sickle cell anemia. The condition will be HBS. Hemoglobin, sickle shaped hemoglobin. It's a genetic problem, right? So these are the various shape abnormalities, cells, and their associated conditions. Then, in last lecture, I also covered about the HB content. You already know. Increased HB content is called as polychromasia or hyperchromic anemia. Decreased is called as hypochromic anemia. What is the normal HB content? Roughly 12 to up to 16.5 or 17 grams per deciliter. Together males and females, right? Okay, very good. Then RBC distribution. Apart from this, how a group of RBCs are clumped together or how they grouped together. Okay. Here we have a few things such as rolls formation. Okay, rolls formation seen in what condition? Hyperfibrinogenemia, and second one hyperglobulinemia. Okay, increased globulin content and increased fibrin content. In such cases, you will see rolls formations. Okay, next one I said the red cell agglutination. Red cell agglutination seen in two conditions. What are those? Cold red cell agglutination and warm red cell agglutination. A typical characteristic behavior in rheumatoid arthritis and some immune-mediated red blood cell destruction conditions. Okay, simple. Immune-mediated RBC lysis. In such conditions, we will see either cold or warm. Even in some viral infections, we will see this. It's a very broad topic. Just remember, okay, basics. Then next one, nucleated red cells. This I didn't say. The red cell will have nucleus inside it properly. Nucleated red cell. Presence of nucleated red cell indicates the patient might undergoing severe hypoxic condition. during severe hypoxia, we will see a pseudo-nucleus in the red blood cell. Usually red blood cells don't have nucleus. But here we will see a nucleus which is a remnant of fragmented intracellular organelles, or simply the cell organelles has a clump together, resembles like a nucleus. Okay. This happens in hypoxia. Do you know what is hypoxia means? What is hypoxia? Yeah. Decreased oxygen levels is called as oxygen deprivation or something, lack of oxygen is called as hypoxia. Hypo, decreased, oxia. Okay. In what conditions hypoxia can happen? Can you tell? Conditions for hypoxia. When you climb to the higher altitude, obviously the air pressure less, oxygen less, hypoxia can happen. Any other reason for hypoxia? When you are drowning in the water, okay? Now you can't breathe. In such condition, the bone marrow will try to produce more red blood cells to capture the minimal available oxygen. In such cases, bone marrow will spill out the nucleated red blood cells into the circulation. Okay. So far I said about these two. One was altitude hypoxia, another one drowning hypoxia. But now my bedridden patient, okay, he's not drowning because he's in front of me, and this is not a Mount Everest. But my patient have nucleated red blood cells. How come my patient become hypoxic when he is in my secured condition? Can you guess why? How come a patient will have hypoxia without altitude or drowning problem? There is a very, very dangerous so-called drowning but not visible. The lungs started drowning in the fluid. Maybe there is an excessive fluid build-up in the chest cavity. Now the lungs are unable to respirate. They can't exchange the fluid. Okay, very, very dangerous. Okay, in that condition also we'll see hypoxia. Even ventilator won't work for them. What we need to do is we should do a procedure called thoracocentesis. Simply we will cut the thorax, we will remove the excessive fluid. Yeah, sometimes we have to do it. Anyway, if you know one movie where Jackie Chan, he is going in a desert, one person fall down in the desert. So what he did, he took the basketball air pin. He took the pin, he immediately, plugged into the person's chest. Then the person will start breathing. So yeah, sometimes emergency procedures can be done. You watch those Dexter series, that's nice. He's a doctor with autism and he will do all these medical emergency cases. Very interesting. Anyway, this is all about RBC distribution abnormalities. Clear? Last and final, inclusion bodies. What is the basic definition of inclusion body? A leftover residual material suspended within the cell is called as inclusion body, right? Each inclusion body is associated with various conditions. We know one type of inclusion body, even though we cannot call it as inclusion. Bar body. What is the significance of bar body? For gender identification and also for genetic disorder diagnosis, such as Klinefelter, kernels, etc., etc. Right? Similarly, we have 5 inclusion bodies. Write them down. The first one is Howell-Jolly body. Howell-Jolly body. Second one, sideroblastic granules. Sideroblastic granules. Third one, basophilic stipplings. STIPPLINGS. Basophilic stipplings. Fifth one, cabot rings. CABOT, cabot rings. And last and final, some type of red cell. Even I can't understand my handwriting. We'll see there. Okay. I was so quick there. Anyway, so Howell-Jolly, Sideroblastic basophilic stipplings and chemotrin and some unknown. We'll see it later. Okay? Yeah. So why we have this as a separate domain? Because here also one of the common reason is splenectomy. Do you know what is splenectomy means? Removal of the spleen. Okay. If the patients have, if we didn't remove the spleen, but if there is any splenic problems, okay, definitely we can able to see shape abnormality. But more than shape, we have a gold standard inclusion body to check the splenic problems in the body. Okay. That inclusion body is Howell-Jolly body. This is the Howell-Jolly body. Howell-Jolly body is a marker. Marker means a tracer associated with splenectomy condition. Whenever there is a splenic problem, Howell-Jolly bodies will start appearing in the red blood cell. That is the significance of Howell-Jolly body. Is it clear? Yeah. Next one, what is the next one? Sideroblastic granules. So the significance of sideroblastic granules, they are also called as Pappenheimer cells or Pappenheimer bodies. Pappenheimer bodies are seen especially in infections. Okay, hemolytic anemia and blood infection. Can you give any two blood infection examples? Two blood infection examples. Malaria. One more. Any more blood infection? Do you know the viral dengue fever? Dengue viral. So in such blood infections, we will see these sideroblastic granules, okay, or Pappenheimer bodies. Okay. The next one, third one, basophilic stipplings. Basophilic stipplings is one of the best gold standard for heavy metal poisoning. Heavy metal poisoning. Okay. Heavy metals such as lead. Very, very dangerous. If you don't know how proven lead was, just invisible quantity, okay? The quantity equivalent to ant head, small ant head. You keep on your tongue, lead, okay? You will die in 30 seconds. That much dangerous lead is. Lead was very dangerous. Powerful, potent neurotoxin. Okay. When my grandmother alive now, one day we went to her town. Okay, what she did, you know? She took all her brushes, toothpaste, and she is keeping inside the home. New behavior from her. Okay. Then we asked, why are you doing this? Then she said, no, people are trying to kill people, murdering with this. How come you know these things? How they will do? She said she saw a serial where it had one week form, 1 week sequences in the serial, where this mother-in-law and daughter-in-law issues common. So this daughter-in-law don't like her mother-in-law, and what she did, she took the thermometer. Inside the thermometer, she broke it. We know there is a mercury. Mercury is one of the heavy metal, and we also have lead in some cases. Okay. So she is showing literally, okay, breaking the thermometer, pouring it in a teacup, and serving this teacup to her mother-in-law. And this scene will happen for 1 week with suspenses. Okay, it's not that. So I don't know why these people educating to kill people in the serials. Okay, that is why she was hiding her toothpaste. Yeah, she is worried that someone can keep lead in her toothpaste to kill her. Or her brush. Anyway, that is about heavy metal poisoning. Okay. In such cases, that is a very extreme case. I said one of the normal cases will be farmers. They are spraying pesticides, right? Pesticides have these heavy metals, very dangerous. So can happen. Okay. Farmers are more prone to heavy metal poisoning because of pesticides. And other reasons are the hemolytic liver diseases. So in such conditions, we will see basophilic stipplings. Is it clear? Yeah. Next one. Hen's bodies, very, very famous. Just like Howell-Jolly in the hematology. Hen's body is particularly seen in a inherited blood disorder that is called G6PD deficiency. In G6PD deficiency, hence bodies can be seen. What is this? Is it right or not? Road roller. I don't know why it came here. Anyway, now, hence bodies. Hence bodies are particularly seen in G6PD deficiency, like glucose 6-phosphate dehydroxylase deficiency. This is one of the very important enzymes within the red blood cell. This enzyme will prevent red blood cell from oxidative stress. Listen, what is oxidative stress means? See, red blood cell constantly taking oxygen. By the way, oxygen molecules are not good. They are very hyperactive molecules actually. Okay, they will make something called H2O2, peroxidases. Peroxidases are potent, lethal, cell membrane destroying molecules. They will destroy the cell membrane actually. And red blood cell need to have oxygen, but it is also risking itself for damaging its own cell membrane. Got my point? These molecules is called as free radicals. Free radicals. Or there is another fancy term, these are called as reactive oxygen species. ROS molecules. ROS molecules are not good. They will kill the cells. Okay. Now, to remove these oxygen molecules, red blood cell kept a reservoir of enzymes. Those enzymes are called as dehydroxynases. Phosphate dehydroxynases. Especially this dehydroxynase is associated with glucose 6-phosphate dehydroxynase. This enzyme will remove these free radicals from the red blood cell. Suppose if a person have this enzyme deficiency, these free radicals will destroy the cell. Before destroying the cell, they will create a inclusion bodies. Those bodies are called Hens bodies. Presence of Hens bodies is a very critical condition, which is G6PD deficiency, where this patient should take multiple blood transfusion every week or every month. Their blood will be easily lysed. Okay, very problematic condition, and it is a genetic disorder. No treatment for genetic problems. But today we have something about CRISPR. That's a day for another big story about CRISPR. Hence bodies clear, right? Next, cabot rings. Last and final, cabot rings. Cabot rings are especially seen again in heavy metal like lead poisoning and what is this? Decentropoiesis. Literally, I don't know what is decentropoiesis. Anyway, this is a very rare condition where this is associated with severe anemias and lead poisoning. Okay, cabot rings. And last and final, this is the one I unable to recall. Parasites of red cells. Simple, you already know. In case of malaria, we have 4 famous parasites. What are those? Very good. Plasmodium vivax, Plasmodium ovale, Plasmodium falciparum, Plasmodium malaria. Okay. These 4 parasites have multiple stages, and in each stage they will show different type of RBC inclusion body or inside the RBC. Okay, yeah. Plasmodium species will show various abnormal inclusion bodies within the red blood cell. Okay. I can say, do you remember Trojan War? Trojan War story. They will make a wooden horse. The soldiers will be in the wooden horse. They will give wooden horse to the rival party. So they will take the wooden horse, and in the night, the soldiers from the wooden horse will kill the people, right? That is called Trojan story, right? Trojan horse, Trojan War. So similarly, the falciparum of Plasmodium species, they will use red blood cell as a Trojan. Okay, they will hide within the red blood cell. If they are within the red blood cell, the immune system cannot detect the parasite because parasite is within our own body cell. So yeah, Plasmodium playing this Trojan game since beginning of evolution. So yeah, parasites are very smart than humans, I believe. Yeah, this is all about inclusion bodies and RBC morphologies, right? So, yeah, that is the conclusion of this morphology of RBC. And let me tell you a good news. I think I don't want to continue with reticulocytes. Maybe shall we continue next lecture? Yes. Then thank you so much. Today's session over. Yeah.